Also, some things to look forward to this weekend. The NASCAR Cup Series heads to Atlanta for the Quaker State 400, and Charlotte FC is back in town as they host Cincinnati.
WSIC weather calls for a chance of scattered showers and thunderstorms through Tuesday night. Otherwise, mostly sunny today with a high near 91. Tonight, mostly cloudy with a low around 70. Then sun tomorrow, the high near 90. Mike Jackson, WSIC News.
Text your wife. Text your wife. And the music is here. And here we are. Oh boy, it is Friday, it is Friday, it is Friday. Welcome to On the Record. I am Brian Summers. I am here in the flesh. This is our third day here. I'm going to say that until I can kind of figure out how to get it all out the system, that we're not so new anymore, that we're doing good stuff here at WSIC. And for On the Record, it's a happy Friday. If you're looking live on Facebook, we are here. The technology works. Thank goodness to my good brother, Joe, who has made it happen. And so I'm very, very excited. I sound a little very eager in my voice. I was eager to get here. I love this show, and I love what we're trying to do and the message. So, video-wise, if you tuned into us yesterday, and I got to just make this plain, we had some technical issues, and so it was day 2, and so we were trying to work out all the kinks. I had the Honorable Judge Rob Young in as my guest. And I'm a fair guy who believes in doing things with a weight, and so it was not well served to have him on, and you all didn't get to see how sharply dressed he is and his smiling face and his demeanor. And so I asked him, I said, Rob, hey, listen, come on, man. I like, getting a second bite of the apple. We have him back in. So live today from the 5 to 5:30 time with the break-in about 5:15, we have the Honorable Judge Rob Young. And yesterday we started out, we were talking, it was trying to get to know Rob. And so we kind of recap a little bit of that stuff and maybe go a little bit further with the hobbies, about all the outdoorsman adventures he's in, and a little bit about his background, pre getting in Iredell County and pre getting on the bench and all that good stuff. So you're going to get a chance to know him and meet him. But it's Friday, we're going to have some fun. I hope that my cousin Rodney is going to call in from up there in North Iredell area. Rodney Robinson, my cousin, I hope he calls in. Maybe I'll hear from some of my other friends who'll call in. 704-873-1400. Give us a call here. WSIC live here. But for right now, we're going to head right on over. Rob, how you doing?
I'm just fine and so happy. It's Friday.
It is Friday, brother, all day long. I like that tie.
Well,
I think those are USC colors. I'm not really sure.
I heard that. I heard Florida State. I heard all kinds of stuff. It's none of the above was intended. But if it's important to you, that's what it is.
Well, I have one similar to that, but I'm sure that our sports director here at WSIC, Joe Berg, could probably tell us those are USC colors for sure. He's sure. The sports enthusiast here,
okay,
and a good guy. But look, I'm glad you came back, and I'm glad you were willing to give me a second chance. I always say that America is a land of second chance.
And so is Statesville.
I don't know.
So is Statesville.
I don't know about that. How much time you got on that one, brother? I don't know if Statesville's a place for second chances. Iredell County's a little more, favorable for a second chance. Statesville, I don't know. You only get one swing at the bat. I'm just saying. I know it, but it's Friday. It's free rolling Friday, so I can kind of have a little discretion on that one. Yeah. So, but it's all good. So, listen, man, I am just, again, and all that you, of all getting to know you and knowing you and through your campaign, and now you're a district judge on the bench. And tell us about young Rob and just the curiosity of your journey to get to college and at law school out in Iowa. See, I'm a good listener here, Drake Law School, and all that. And then you met your sweetheart at college. See, I know that. See, I'm good. I'm listening, brother.
You took notes.
And she didn't even offer you crackers in the beginning.
No.
If she had a pack of peanut butter crackers when you met her, I'm like,
no. When we first met, it was a little different story. This is a case of opposites attract, and we came to appreciate each other's finer virtues. And
well, she chose you, brother.
Yeah, well, she overlooked my faults, but all things considered, yeah, it worked out really well.
But Brother Rob, you still got your hair. So
I do. There are days when I pull wads of it out, but by and large, yes, I still do. My grandpa on my dad's side had a shock of hair that would have made Andrew Jackson weep. He had this towering mop clear up until he was in his late 70s.
Oh, wow.
So I've still got, it's retreating a little bit, but for the most part, it gets pretty thick. And if I let it go, I'd have that same thing going. So
okay, well they're looking at that tie I was talking about, and there's Rob with that tie on, and so all the USC fans out there, and maybe other colors as well too, may take into it. But I wanted to find out. So your journey to decide on law. Mm-hmm. What was that middle school, high school?
No. That's actually quite an interesting thing. I've had, my life has been many different paths. When I was a kid, I basically, and I say kid, when I was middle school into high school, I was outside all the time. I mean, I lived outside. I was fascinated with the natural world, and had, one of the fascinating things about where I grew up was that the farm fields were sort of working laboratories. We had rocks that weren't from there. They were from Canada. They were left over from the glacier, and you'd find these amazing things that shouldn't be there, and it was always fascinating to me. You'd find Indian artifacts. The Shawnee Indians were very prevalent in the area where I was, and we'd find spear points. I remember the first time I found a grinder. Just in a farm field. Another occasion, I found a whole bed of Devonian era coral. They were where they had been for millions of years, and that was my first archaeological dig. I mapped it out and all this, and so I was very interested in a career in science clear up through high school. That changed strangely. I was a very big Carl Sagan fan, and Carl Sagan science, and that was the cup of tea that I was drinking from. But he also had a very strong emphasis on the humanities, and what seemed to happen to me is in college I became very interested in the humanities. I majored in philosophy, I majored in economics, and I went to UNC Asheville, which is you're a minor in humanities. You have to take like 16 hours to graduate, plus another couple more on that. So you've got a pretty significant dosage of the humanities. I just drank that up. In the course of that, I discovered that I had a sort of a voice for writing.
Okay.
I was writing for several different papers, and I also found that I enjoyed acting. I was in theater productions, multiple theater productions.
Rob Young.
Yes. Me. Go with
Rob, you really?
Yeah.
Were you Tom Selleck?
No. I was in Chekhov's the Cherry Orchard. I was in Moliere's Tartuffe, and then I made it on the main stage at Asheville. Or the not the main stage, the sort of the second stage at Asheville Community Theater at one point, and it was very interesting that all those things sort of culminated in an interest in being in the public and that sort of thing. It was law school came as a result of some good advice I got from a professor, Joe Sulak. He says, you're interested in politics, you're interested in these type of things, why not try law school? And so as I got looking into it more, I took a course in constitutional law, became very entranced with it.
Gotcha. So now, is this known out there in the Ruritan area? Up there in did they know about your theater days?
I don't know. They're probably not. There are remnants of my days from there. I understand there's some in the theater there in Asheville. I think I'm on one of those shots that's posted there. People come and go in and out of there, but people who previously acted in that theater have certain
Good deal.
shots, and that. So you can know, but you'd really have to know where to look.
Got you. We're going to hear more on the other side. Judge Rob Young right here on WSIC, on the record with Brian Summers.
Take your favorite WSIC shows with you anytime by going to WSIC News wherever you get your podcasts.
Here is your WSIC community calendar. Lights, camera, Birkdale. At 7:30 this Saturday evening, celebrate Christmas in July at Birkdale by watching The Grinch. It's a 2018 animated version. Bring the whole family out this weekend to Birkdale and Huntersville for movie night. For more info, visit birkdalevillage.com. Does your child enjoy doing arts and crafts? Come create a state symbol at Iredell County Public Library. The Summer Kids Camp will be hosting this program on Monday, July 10th from 10 to 11 a.m. Designed for children ages 6 to 11, bring them out to the Iredell County Public Library on North Trad Street on Monday from 10 to 11 a.m. No registration is required. Kane Center for the Arts in Cornelius has released their upcoming fall schedule. Some of the acts include comedian Jeff Allen and the Charlotte Symphony Orchestra. For the full schedule, visit them online at canearts.org. That's CAIN arts.org. 2023 is the year of the trail. Cornelius is challenging community members to visit all 9 greenways between now and the fall. Each trail has a station where you can check in to verify you have visited each of the trails. Visit all 9 and you will receive a swag bag from the town of Cornelius. To find out more, visit cornelius.org or contact the town of Cornelius's Parks and Rec department. The Huntersville Growers Market is open each Saturday from 8 a.m. to noon. The Huntersville Growers Market is hosted at Veterans Park in downtown Huntersville. Want to be a vendor at the Huntersville Growers Market? Visit huntersville.org. Have an event you'd like to tell people about? Yard sales, estate sales, and everything in between? Visit WSICnews.com and click on events to submit your event today.
I'm Dan Sutton with your WSIC forecast. For tonight, we'll have a 30% chance of scattered showers and thunderstorms, mainly before 9 p.m. with patchy fog after 2 a.m. Otherwise, mostly cloudy with a low around 70 and light north wind. New precipitation amounts of less than 1/10 of an inch, except higher amounts possible in thunderstorms. Saturday, we'll have a 30% chance of showers and thunderstorms, mainly after 4 p.m. with a
For
high.
41 years, your Auto Plus Auto Parts store is Johnson's Parts and Supply, located at 1112 Shelton Avenue in Statesville. Open Monday through Friday from 7:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. Saturdays from 7:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Closed on Sunday. Johnson's Parts, your Auto Plus Auto Parts store.
The #1 news station for Lake Norman and Statesville. News Talk WSIC.
My music is back, and I'm back, and things are looking good and going good. I am Brian Summers, and this is On the Record here on WSIC. It is Free Willing Friday. We're having a little bit of fun. I am sitting in studio live. The Honorable Judge Rob Young, my friend, who is a U.S. District Judge. I'm sorry.
He is
give
me a pay increase.
He is an Iredell County District Judge. Great husband, friend, brother, father, and I'm delighted to have him join me. We learned a little bit more about him, absent of the law and his role as a judge. Wanted to get to know him as the person. And I felt like, part of what this show, I kind of explained a little bit of it yesterday. At times we will get folks in and on the air here who will kind of get to know your neighbors almost. And so he lives here in Iredell County with his wife, Kim, and they have 2 children, 2 young adults, I should say. And so we want you to get to know him, the person, the myth, the man who has the S underneath his shirt for Superman, because he does, and he's looking underneath to see. But he is Rob Young, and he's a great guy. And so I know, too, you also have the same passion, or a lot of passion, for education. And you served as the chairperson of Crosby Scholars, and very, setting up things as a mentor for education, and it matters. And I think we have a project that we are, submitting to try to do going into the new school year. Mm-hmm. And I shared that with the superintendent when I talked with him today. So yes, I think that's going to be good. I think it's a good thing to do. And I appreciate and respect the fact that you do that. And in fact, that myself, you, and Dr. Rader were over at the Boys and Girls Club, and both of you guys, him
and we might have a project there too. I don't know. We've talked about that. It comes down to I think that
time is everything.
It comes down to there's so much that needs to be done, but just talking about the projects at school. I do a lot of work. in the area of juvenile law. A lot of my cases come up in the area of juvenile delinquency, and it's one thing to address things on that level from the judicial standpoint, but the fundamental reality is there's so much that needs to be done to try to prevent these young individuals from seeing me. They should not be in my court because intervention should have taken place earlier. So I really feel that, and you and I have talked about this, there needs to be an effort at the front end of things to try to steer people, young individuals in the right direction so they aren't committing acts of delinquency. They're not getting associated with the wrong people. They're not doing things that will get them into trouble. And at the same time, and that's all in the negative, and the positive serve as a positive influence, saying there are paths available to you where you can do outstanding things, and it doesn't matter about your economic circumstances. It doesn't matter who you are. You're capable of doing this, and let's take a stab at doing it. And that's kind of the same idea with the Boys Club. Lifting up young people in a way that gives them a better future. And I'm very much, I know you're all about that. You're dedicated to, you've been out there just a regular feature. Someone I told you about, someone I had a lunch with at the Longest Table was very complimentary about your commitment to individuals at Statesville High School. He said, and I'll quote, "You're pretty quirky, but the kids know they can count on you," and that's the kind of thing that I want to bring as well.
I appreciate that. It's just I'm really blessed to be at a point in life where I can give that kind of time, and where better for me, DMAT doesn't exist anymore than Statesville High School where I went, and so we both have identified the need. And so, and that's very important. So I'm excited for what's new endeavors over the hill for you as far in that project area. And then, too, tell us about Henry and Sarah. And you told us about your lovely wife, Kim, who texted me and said, "I can see Rob." So she sees her. So she's smiling, just look at him. Yeah, there he is, honey.
Well, hi, Kim. We've been blessed to have two children that I just am so proud of. My daughter works for her alma mater, Allegheny College in Meadville, Pennsylvania. She came by that. It was such a strange journey. She graduated during COVID and didn't get to come back home for graduation. That got put off a couple of years, and finally it happened. Meanwhile, she was supposed to go into the Peace Corps. I mean, she was set to go into Senegal. She had spent a semester in Senegal, a summer in Morocco. Had learned Wolof, the sort of the indigenous language, as well as was very fluent in French, and was ready to go, ready to deploy. And they said, "No, you're not going anywhere, because if you go over there during COVID, you probably won't come back."
Oh my goodness!
So they said, "We're putting the brakes on this. We're going to hold that." So she volunteers for AmeriCorps, gets play. And it was funny. One of the weirder stories with her, she says, after spending a long period, the 4 years in Meadville. Meadville has 150 some inches of snow a year. She says, I'm going somewhere where it doesn't snow at all. I'm not going to go. I don't want to see snow the rest of my days. Where does AmeriCorps put her? Erie, Pennsylvania, where they get even more than 150 inches. So she's there for a year in AmeriCorps. Then she works for a committee on refugee resettlement. And then finally, the job opened up at her old college, in the Bonner program, which is a voluntary service program, and she's happy. My son, he's pursuing his passion. He wants to work for the Forest Service. He attends Wabash College, an all-male institution, and one of the few remaining all-male institutions in the country, in Crawfordsville, Indiana. And he loves every minute of it. He plays in the pep band. He loves. If you ever seen Wabash is D3, but they've got the spirit of a D1 and then some. And he's in the pep band, and those the students are there. He's there. He's had such a tremendous experience. They went to the Final Four.
Okay.
How'd that happen? His freshman year, and he got to go to Fort Wayne, Indiana. Not very glamorous, but he was there, and now he's joined the AmeriCorps as a volunteer for this summer, and have good things are ahead for him, I'm sure.
Good deal. So, how did you meet your wife?
I met my wife. Well, we were talking about. Opposite. I was talking about opposites attract. Actually, I was working. We met.
She's watching. Just so
yes,
you know,
we met at this at one way or the other at the student center. I was working. I was tabling, handing out literature for something, or I think it was for student government. I was a student senator at the time, and interesting election. But got elected as a freshman senator. Went on as a sophomore senator, and I was handing off out stuff. And
I mean, imagine the fact that you were able to meet and get a woman to marry you, giving out SGA material.
Oh yeah, I mean, how well, at the time I was dressed like Alexander Hamilton, so maybe that was it.
Oh,
but she wasn't taking the bait there. I was like, I'm far enough away from that guy.
Where's that picture at?
Well, there's one picture, and I keep it under lock and key. But in any event, long and short, we had a class in common, Humanities 414, and it was in the morning, and she had trouble getting up, and she just asked me, because I was in her class, she said, can you make sure I'm up? I just knock on my door. She goes, well, then we decided we were going to have breakfast, and we started having breakfast together, and then it was like, well, you want to have lunch, and after a while, I guess it's the food.
You were catering to us the food. It's always
the food.
I got introduced to your wife over the food.
Yeah. So
me.
That's it. So, but in UNC Asheville, it was not. But anyway, long and short, we spent time with each other, and stuff started clicking, and then next thing you know, we're dating, and then we graduate, and then shortly after graduation, we get married.
It was all about Hamilton.
Yeah. I don't know, but whatever. That was 30-some years ago.
That's great. So the behind the thing about how Judge Rob Young met his wife Kim, just think of Hamilton.
Yeah,
so
there you go.
Now you're going to have loads of incentive women writing to you saying, "What can I do to entice my?"
Well, so
give us some notes.
So for those who are lovelorn, go to the costume shop and hand out literature. I guess that's the secret to love. Yeah. I don't know.
Let me just tell you that any of the girls I met when I was in college doing any SGA stuff, they didn't marry me.
Yeah. Well, but Kim's special. She saw my potential.
Did she know you were going to be a judge?
No, I didn't know. So no. That came as a result of
growing up.
Well, my decision to run for judge came as a result of some frustrations. I wasn't able to do things that I felt needed to be done
in the legal system.
I just couldn't, and this was a natural extension of I have a particular passion for people, trying to get people to take seriously drug addictions and not living that life. And so when I was working as an attorney, that was a lot of the families we worked with had that was a core issue. And so as a result of not being able to do the things I wanted to try to do to try to help that situation be resolved, I ran for judge, and one of my platforms was to bring a drug treatment court to Alexander or Iredell County. Well, interestingly enough, we're now looking at doing that in Alexander County. This morning, we had our second meeting, and so it looks like in the foreseeable future, we're going to have the ability to provide drug treatment to people through a court system, through a structured courts process in Alexander County, and we so desperately need it there. So I'm actually seeing that my things have gone the direction I'd hoped to.
Gotcha. Good deal. So a little behind the scenes, you got to hear a little bit about who Rob Young is, how he met his wife, his kids, his family, where he's from, all those good things. And you're listening here on the record as we had a really good week here. And thank you, Rob, for sitting in and joining in, my friend. And I'm thrilled that I had a chance to our paths to cross. And we're going to have many more opportunities like this. So
Absolutely.
You're welcome to come back on the record, sit down and talk anytime. Talk to you, my friend.
All right,
God
thank you.
bless you. All righty.
Local news and weather now on the new 105.9, 100.7 WSIC. News, talk, now.
I'm Mike Jackson, WSIC News. Local husband and wife entrepreneurs Brent and Amy Holderman have signed a multi-unit development deal with Serotonin Centers, the nation's first and only anti-aging longevity franchise to bring 5 locations to the Charlotte area over the next 3 years. Their first Serotonin Center slated to open by the end of the year. Serotonin Centers provides clients with a customized roadmap for lifelong wellness journeys focusing on hormone restoration, aesthetic enhancement, weight control, and immunity recovery. And Raleigh police are investigating a homicide after a man was found dead Monday in an area where officers had responded to a shots fired call 2 days before. Officers saw several townhomes that were damaged by gunfire. However, there were no reports of injuries. Police have determined that the 2 incidents are related. No arrests have been made. Now sports with Joe Berg.
NASCAR action this weekend as the Cup Series rolls in to Atlanta for the Quaker State 400. Also, Charlotte FC is back home as they take on Cincinnati.
WSIC weather calls for a chance of scattered showers and thunderstorms through Tuesday night, otherwise mostly sunny with a high near 91 today. Tonight, mostly cloudy with a low around 70, then sun tomorrow, the high near 90. Mike Jackson, WSIC News.
Have you ever met a single person in your life that enjoys paying taxes? No one does. If you can't sleep at night because you have a huge problem with the IRS, I've got some free advice for you. This service is strictly limited to individuals that owe the IRS $10,000 or more in back taxes. And if you qualify, we can guarantee that you won't be writing a big fat check to the IRS, or our services cost you nothing. The first 100 people that call today will get a free tax consultation worth $500. Stop worrying about your IRS problem. We can help you, we promise. Call the tax doctor right now. I mean right now, to learn more.
Call 844-TAX-LAWS, 844-TAX-LAWS, 844-TA.
When you can find everything you need at prices you can afford, that's totally Target. It's that feeling when quality Good and Gather ingredients on the barbecue bring family around the table. Or when favorite day after practice snacks let you celebrate the whole team for less. It's when saving more on Up and Up sunscreen means more fun in the sun. And when Target Circle Rewards program gives you more perks on what you buy most and is always free to join, that's totally Target.
Wireless headphones. That'll be $200.
I'll use my Capital One Quicksilver card.
Now that's a hit. You used the Capital One Quicksilver card, which makes you the hero of every purchase. With Quicksilver, you earn unlimited 1.5% cash back on every purchase everywhere.
I wanted running music, but unlimited 1.5% cash back is pretty heroic.
Good instincts. Every hero needs a theme song. The Capital One Quicksilver card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
When you have problems with your heating system, you need SHA Mechanical. Serving the region since 1975, SHA will make sure your system always stays in the best condition. Call SHA Mechanical, 704-872-8708.
Prioritizing your health is one of the best ways to take care of yourself. From routine visits to the joys of pregnancy to the illnesses that stop you in your tracks, Iredell Health System will be by your side. Learn more at iredellhealth.org.
Folks, you know Randy Marion sells vehicles the King of Price way, but did you know our service department? We service vehicles the King of Price way. We sell tires, we sell brakes, we sell batteries, we sell the maintenance. We help you keep your vehicle on the road safe, ready to drive, whatever the season is. Randy Marion Service Departments have you covered. Come see us today because, folks, again, you know we sell the King of Price way and we do service the King of Price way.
King of Price, RandyMarionStatesville.com.
Be a part of the conversation.
We can't fix America's debt by starving its people.
Have your say.
One shooting after another, and we're doing nothing to solve it?
This is WSIC News Talk Now.
All right, folks. My booming music, and it is Friday. It is Friday all afternoon now and getting into the evening. And so thanks for Judge Rob Young for coming in and sitting, and we did a redo of yesterday. But I have here, and I can't get this out of my mind of what you said, your girl Shannon, your homegirl Shannon. So she may be your homegirl, but she's my cousin, and I say that. So want to welcome here to the studio Miss Shannon Keaton Leach to keep on the record. And so glad to have you back here. She is in real estate. She is a real estate broker, all things real estate she can handle and do for you. And I'm so glad that we're able to kind of reapproach this and get a do-over, but and expand on yesterday too.
Absolutely.
I thought about the whole conversation that we had, the interview, which was just awesome, and I still feel like it is your ministry, what's going on, and that's what we're doing, and so I'm excited. So welcome back here to On the Record. It is Shannon Keaton Leach.
Yes. Hey, everybody. I'm glad to be back.
Yes.
Glad to be back.
Yeah, and we're glad to have you back. And so we're going to, in a sense, recap, but also to just listen to the various product services that you offer from your real estate business.
Yes.
And I think you made a mention yesterday that you did almost $4 million in sales last year.
Over 4.2.
For 1 year.
Yes.
I mean, and I think that a lot of times, you know, I'm talking to people and listening to them, and they're saying, you know, hey, you're back here in North Carolina, back in the States where you grew up. Did you ever think, you know, you would have saw the world as you did?
Yeah.
You worked in the White House, and you're back in the States. And I tell them all that stuff was great, but there's nothing like home.
Nothing like it.
There's nothing like home. And I you know, and so I am thrilled to be back home and staying very busy.
Absolutely.
And so I think about all of what you said and shared, or just about your journey and getting there, and then all of the things and the lives. I thought about the 3 families that you helped in 30 days find housing.
Yes.
That's testimony.
Yes.
That's meant in so many ways. And so those folks are listening. They're somewhere living their life on doors that you opened up for them.
Yes.
And so I just think that, you know, I mean, in so many ways, I walked away from interviewing you yesterday with the fact that everything you were doing was ministry.
Absolutely.
You were connecting, helping, teaching.
Yes.
And I'm like, yeah,
and that's it.
She's doing it all.
Yes, it is about educating.
Okay.
It's not about just taking them through this housing process. It is about educating people as they're going through. They don't know, especially if it's a first-time home buyer. They don't know what's going on, you know, and it's up to us as their realtor, as their advocate, to teach them along the way. Okay, this is what we're doing right now. This is what it means, you know. That way they're not, you know, it already goes fast. It's already scary. It's already, you know, they're nervous. So it is up to us to advocate for them, and I have advocated.
Oh, that's all right. That's all right. And so, I mean, it is that kind of thing to know that you go to lenders for them. You advocate to credit agencies for your people. I mean, kind of walk us through the process a little bit.
Process.
So I am Steve Johnson, and I'm coming in, want to buy a piece of property, a house, walk me through the process in a kind of quick way.
Yes. Well, that's one of the number one things. People come to me from all walks of life, and they're like, okay, but I don't know where to start. So definitely the first place to start would to be finding a trustworthy realtor that doesn't have you on just, okay, maybe I'll answer the phone. Maybe I'll answer that message later on.
Okay.
But to put themselves in your shoes as a person that is scared, as a person that doesn't know what's going on. And, you have to sort of coddle them. You have to sort of take them in your arms and help them, hold their hands along the way. So definitely to find a realtor that, that you can trust. That's the first step.
I bought more than one home. I bought homes. I bought my first home. Before I even got married, I bought my first home after my first 5 years in D.C. And I think I went on a realtor who somebody else knew. And they said, hey, come on, I'm going to introduce you to somebody that I know does. Now, I didn't know this person.
Right.
And I think they did do right by me. But there was no relationship.
Right.
And so once the sale was done, I think I only saw them like 2 more times. They never reached out to me for a referral. It just, and I think I got a good deal. I mean, DC had a promotion going on then, and it was my first time, and so I was excited about that.
Probably felt more like a number.
Yeah.
And that's one thing. I just had a client just right before I came here sent me a picture of her baby, and he was making a face, and I laughed at it. I was like, what is he doing? My clients are not only clients, they're family. They're family
That's
first.
What's up. Yeah.
And I do check on them.
Yeah.
I check on them. Mother's Day, not only holidays.
And just the fact that by you already, you yourself was a mother, a mom.
Absolutely.
That maternal relationship of how to,
kicks in.
It feels like I need to do this or be this way.
Right.
And sometimes, I can say we need that. For me, I think, oh, you're a big old baby. I need to feel like I matter to you.
Absolutely.
That it's not just a sale.
That's right.
Or I'm not just, like you said, a number.
A number.
And so that, I like that. I mean, I go where I go, to get my hair cut over, Booker's Barbershop, Booker the Barber.
Right.
And so, we have a good time in there,
Right.
and I keep going back because I knew him growing up. Same thing with my boy Mays, who has the black box, and he does wings and things up on the hill. And he does chops too, but he ain't done chops in a while. So,
Well, if you think about it, this is one of the biggest purchases you're ever going to make.
Yeah.
So it's very important.
Yeah.
These are people's lives that are in our hands, literally. So we have to take it and treat it as such.
Gotcha. So a normal course of a day for you as a real estate broker and the whole nine. So if you start your day at say 7, 8 o'clock in the morning, do you already have an itinerary of clients lined up that you're going to call me, or do you set out and say, okay, at 10 o'clock I'm going to do a Zoom. I'm going to reach back to see how's my closing looking. How does a normal day flow? And is there any consistency throughout your whole week? Is there any day of the week that's uniform?
Listen. Let me tell you, I can plan it all I want to, but when my feet hit that floor, I just don't even know what's coming my way. Sometimes when I talk to my husband at the end of the day, I said, I put out like 5 fires today. Like, I feel like a firefighter sometimes because it's just things coming your way. Real estate is not easy.
Sure.
People ask me all the time. One lady said, you make it look easy. I was like, well.
Hey, look, in here behind that mic, you sure do. I'm going to tell you, it's like I handle this. And I know I said we're cousins, but it's in you who you are.
Right.
The personality. Hey,
and
you just call me
be.
anytime.
Yes.
Yesterday when leaving, you said, hey, look, anytime you need, reach out and call. and you were sincere about it.
Absolutely.
You wasn't just saying, hey, thanks for the opportunity
And
to come
that's
on.
why I have so many people come my way. I'm genuine.
There
I
you
am
go.
who I am.
You're Keaton. You real.
Yeah, that's all I can be.
Good deal. So my guest here is Shannon Keaton Leach. And so she is your girl Shannon at...
Your homegirl Shannon.
Your homegirl Shannon. I'm just trying to be a little proper a little bit. But your
Absolutely.
homegirl Shannon, but she's my cousin. And so we're here listening here on the record with Brian Summers here on WSIC. And we're going to continue talking to your homegirl Shannon on the other side of the break right here. All right, good deal. This is On the Record, Brian Summers. We're having a great one. All right.
Yeah.
The issues that face your community. WSIC is your source for news, talk, now.
Here is your WSIC community calendar. Lights, Camera, Birkdale. At 7:30 this Saturday evening, celebrate Christmas in July at Birkdale by watching The Grinch. It's a 2018 animated version. Bring the whole family out this weekend to Birkdale and Huntersville for movie night. For more info, visit birkdalevillage.com. Does your child enjoy doing arts and crafts? Come create a state symbol at Iredell County Public Library. The Summer Kids Camp will be hosting this program on Monday, July 10th from 10 to 11 a.m. Designed for children ages 6 to 11, bring them out to the Iredell County Public Library on North Trad Street on Monday from 10 to 11 a.m. No registration is required. Kane Center for the Arts in Cornelius has released their upcoming fall schedule. Some of the acts include comedian Jeff Allen and the Charlotte Symphony Orchestra. For the full schedule, visit them online at canearts.org. That's CAIN arts.org. 2023 is the year of the trail. Cornelius is challenging community members to visit all 9 greenways between now and the fall. Each trail has a station where you can check in to verify you have visited each of the trails. Visit all 9 and you will receive a swag bag from the town of Cornelius. To find out more, visit cornelius.org or contact the town of Cornelius's Parks and Rec Department. The Huntersville Growers Market is open each Saturday from 8 a.m. to noon. The Huntersville Growers Market is hosted at Veterans Park in downtown Huntersville. Want to be a vendor at the Huntersville Growers Market? Visit huntersville.org. Have an event you'd like to tell people about? Yard sales, estate sales, and everything in between? Visit WSICnews.com and click on events to submit your event today.
I'm Dan Sutton with your WSIC forecast. For tonight, we'll have a 30% chance of scattered showers and thunderstorms, mainly before 9 p.m. with patchy fog after 2 a.m. Otherwise, mostly cloudy with a low around 70 and light north wind. New precipitation amounts of less than 1/10 of an inch, except higher amounts possible in thunderstorms. Saturday, we'll have a 30% chance of showers and thunderstorms, mainly after 4 p.m. with a high.
Listen up, Carolinas. It's the summer of Jeep at the #1 Jeep dealer, Lake Norman Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Over 800 new Jeeps available, and we guarantee to beat any deal in the nation. I-77 exit 28 or LakeNormanChrysler.com.
All the news, one station. News Talk WSIC.
Back. Good Friday, everybody. We're back. It's back. I'm back. I'm still Brian Summers, and we are on the record right here. And live in the studio is my cousin. She's smart, and she's a newlywed. Still say, because we'll say a year. It is Shannon Keaton Leach. She's right here on air. If you're looking on Facebook, you see her. You won't get my bald head on there. Let's look. There she is. That's what we want to talk about. And so she's giving us all things real estate. She's a local girl, local lady from here, mom from here, who really just did some things for herself. A lot of people say, your own bootstraps. I say, nah, we didn't have to come with boots. We came with hands ready to do a lot of work, putting them hands to the plow, and we're ready to go.
That's it.
And so you've done well. And I mean, the reviews, when I put in and I look, everything is so positive. And to me, that is a testament to your character.
It is.
How you handle people.
Yes.
And I tell people, even in the area of politics, it's the very same thing. It's how you handle your not just people who are voting for you, but all of the constituents. Exactly.
Everybody.
Because if that phone rings, you never know, did they vote for me or not?
Right.
And it shouldn't even matter.
It doesn't matter.
And that's how it has to be at the end of the day. What is my attitude and approach to anybody that comes through that door?
That's
so you're in the
right.
real estate business, somebody comes through that door and they're looking, again, like you say, that trust. Can I talk to this person? I'm going to give them my personal information, all of my financial information.
That's right.
And that's a lot. Like you said, people are making the most important decision of their lives right now and their kids' lives going forward, trusting it with you. So now do you have lenders that you specifically deal with, recommend, or do you have them go out and shop on their own?
Well,
what's that like?
One of the first questions I ask my clients is, who do you bank with? Because you wanna first think about who you're already trusting with your funds.
Right. That's why we cousins. That's exactly why we cousins. Because I'm gonna go where my money's at.
That's right. That's
where
right.
I go
Who are you
every day to
trusting
cash
with
my
your
check.
money?
Exactly.
Who do you know?
That's right.
That relationship.
And that's key. I didn't mean to stop doing the whole point thing because since being back home, I have advocated that your money is power.
Absolutely.
And so if you're going in there and you're just cashing your check every Friday, every 2 weeks, and they don't know your name, you standing in line,
You know their name.
you're doing the direct deposit, and somehow you done got hit with a fee, so now you need to go inside the bank. And I'm going to tell you, if Paul Cook don't know me over at First Citizens, he going to get to know me at First Citizens.
Absolutely.
And yes, I can say Paul Cook because he's my friend. And he's the person. But I mean, it's that relationship.
And that's it.
And so if I go in and I see Paul and I said, man, I want to buy a house, and you talking about, or my finances, who do you bank with? All this, Paul Cook at First Citizens. I know that right off the bat.
That's
Call
right.
Paul, tell him I'm going to go see Shannon Keaton Leach over here.
That's
and approaches the three of us. This is
It's
where
a
you
team.
are.
It's
there
a
you
team
go.
effort.
And that's again, that trust. But it's how someone approaches you.
It is.
That you're welcome to receive that.
That's right. But when someone approaches you, even if they're not in that position right then to be able to purchase a home, you don't know who they know. You don't know who they work with.
Careful how you handle them.
Careful how you handle people. Even the person that you think is at the bottom of the pole, you don't know who they know.
That's right.
Who they go to church with.
That's right.
Who they live beside.
Yeah, or if they distant cousins.
If they're distant cousins. So be careful.
Yes,
Be
absolutely.
careful. And the person that has the house that's $200,000 is just as important
as the person that bought one for 15. Come on,
the one
now.
that's buying
or
one
just
for
buy
$1
some
million.
land. Yeah,
Absolutely.
And so again, you're absolutely right. Everything again, I see why you're in and where you are and your success. It's a ministry for
It
you.
is. It is.
Because you carry the testimony of your own experience.
I do.
Daily. By me hearing your story with you.
I'm not looking from up here. I was here.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not looking up here and judging them or looking down on them. I'm right here with you. I know what you've been through. I know what you're going through.
Mm-hmm.
So therefore, I can help you.
Yeah. We'll open up a little bit here. We're going to do something a little, we haven't done. Well, I did a call about a while before, but 704-873-1400. You want to give Shannon Keaton Leach here a call? She's helped you. She helped your family. You want to call? You want to say hello to her? Say thank you to her and just tell her can keep on keeping on.
Absolutely.
And you're looking at her live. We love to hear from you. 704-873-1400. I'm Brian Summers. This is On the Record, and we'd love to hear from you. And so those things matter. Referrals. Your good reputation, your good name behind. Call us up here at WSIC. Shannon's right here. We're going to go to the top of the hour, but we hope to hear from you. Anybody out there knows? I mean, we had over 1,500 views on the video yesterday, so I would like to think somebody, mama, grandma, gonna call in and join us and be like, y'all having way too much fun there on a Friday. But that's what you do when you have good people. It is just that good, and I sense in every way you are really, really who you are and what you're
am.
doing.
I am.
And so, any way that I can help, that we can be a vehicle to where and what you're trying to do. The door's open. The microphone is
I'm
on
on a
here.
mission.
WSIC.
I'm on a mission.
You're welcome here. Call in. I'll be homegirl, cousin, check in.
That's right.
Cool. If you're driving, be like, hey, all right, I'm listening, cousin. I
That's
got some new, properties coming up. Some things I'm going to show. I've got some new rates that I want to, share. Interest rates are really
new
low.
tips that that come about. I'm always trying to share with everyone tips.
Yeah,
and,
absolutely.
and ways to go about things.
Absolutely. And so, and that's also very important. And so now, so we talked about the financing for new homeowners and buyers. So they get that taken care of. What about the legal things of, how do I now get this deed in my hand? And
Right.
do I need a lawyer?
So
do you walk us through that?
Yes. So after they come, they find a realtor that they trust. The realtor is going to suggest, if they don't already know, about a lender, which the first stop would be the person or the place that you bank with. After you get your pre-approval, then it's time to sit down and see what you like. What can you afford? What's safe? That's the first thing that I tell my clients. First two things on your list should be, is it safe to live there? Can you afford it? The first investment or the first property that you get, look at it as an investment. Don't look at it as your forever home. Because I think so many people go into it, oh my gosh, this is my forever home, so it has to look and be a certain way. No, it does not. Look at it as an investment. And then you're going to build on that.
Okay.
And then you're going to be able to, in a couple years, if you like, upgrade it, sell it, make a profit, put it towards your forever home.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And so that happens. And so how long? 'Cause I'm trying to really remember what my house. I think I want to say in D.C. they had 10 years no property tax. It was a program back in 2002.
Oh, wow.
And so they had a thing, first-time homeowners, 10 years no property tax.
Oh, wow.
I jumped on that real fast.
Absolutely.
If you know the property taxes in D.C. So I jumped on it real fast. And so, but it was really great because, my first house was near Howard University area. And so it was a good bargain, and so now it is 6 times what it was when I got it back in 2002.
It is.
and so when people, can you see people that they may hold on to a property and then buy a second one or let's say upgrade? I don't know if that's the proper term.
A lot of people right now, inventory is low.
Okay.
Yes, we do see building everywhere, but people are holding on to their properties, but they are trying to upgrade. There are people thinking about selling. It is time to sell because of low inventory. So definitely it is the time to sell. And you can turn around and be able to buy with negotiation.
Okay.
That's something we couldn't do a couple years ago.
Okay, define it. Talk to us a little more about it. We're getting we're getting the secrets here. This is the secret in the sauce right here on the record. Give it to us.
Yes, you will be able to, as a buyer, you can negotiate with that seller on terms, on price, on the due diligence that you put down, the earnest money that you put down, how soon, you'll be able to, move in. So it is definitely, because everybody said, well, how's real estate? Real estate is booming right now. Yes, prices are up, but all prices are up. It's here and it's nothing we can do about it. Rates are up, yes, but is there anything you can do about it? Because if you trying to wait on that rate to come down, guess what's going to happen? That price of that house is still going to be up and probably higher.
Okay.
So you're evening out.
Okay.
You may as well marry the price and date the rate.
Okay.
Marry the price, date the rate.
Look at this new language. I'm hearing all things. Of course, I've not been in a home buying in years, but it's just, I think it's fresh, new knowledge and language that I've not heard anywhere else. And so it's innovative breaking here. So explain to us then, you decided this is it. You signed everything. What happens next?
Once you've signed, you put your offer in. Once you find that house, you put in an offer for that home. If that seller accepts that offer, then you are what we call under contract.
Okay.
Once you go under contract, that's your time to get that house appraised, which most lenders are requiring you to get it appraised. They're not going to lend you any money unless
Until
they
they
know
have
that that house
appraisal.
is worth it.
Gotcha.
After you get it appraised, you're going to get it inspected. And after those things happen, your finances are in place, that goes through, your funding is through. Then, you have, most lenders can close a house on 30 to 45 days.
Okay.
It goes pretty fast.
All right.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And so, boy, look at that. That's
Fast
real,
process.
That's
That's why you need to be educated along the way so you don't feel like it's just,
So yeah, I mean, and that's. Do you find in your experience and what you've dealt with folks that people are intimidated in the home buying business?
Absolutely, they are.
As the consumer.
As a
Are
consumer.
intimidated. So, what do you do to build their confidence and get them to that comfortable place?
Well, for one, you have to let them know that this is not an easy task. The number one problem that I have found with my clients is credit.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Well, good deal. We've been talking here. This is On the Record. I'm Brian Summers, and we've been talking to Shannon and Keaton Leach, and good deal.
Thank you.
Absolutely.